Well, Billy Joel famously sang about a New York state of mind. And if the last week or so is any indication of what a New York state of mind is like, I don't want any part of it. Ed Vitagliano, Abraham Hamilton III, Walker Wildman. New York, the legislature, and Andrew Cuomo, the governor, have made a big thing out of two huge new legal emphases in their state. The first one, most recent, is about transgender individuals in their state. What's happened recently in New York?
Yeah, New York legislature and the governor signed a law recently that basically forces businesses, even Christian businesses, they have to hire transgenders, people who identify as the opposite sex that they are on their birth certificate. So the problem's going to come about here, and there may be a few exemptions when it comes to Christian schools, etc. But for the most part, Christian business owners are going to be forced to hire people who self-identify as transgender. And then there's also another bill that prevents psychiatrists and other counselors from talking people out of the homosexual lifestyle or the transgender lifestyle. So very dangerous place right now for Christians and people who want to escape the sexual deviancy lifestyle.
All right, and so that is on the transgender / homosexual front. Last week, Abe, I think it was last week, just a heartbreaking decision on the part of the New York State Legislature and then Andrew Cuomo, who celebrated this on the subject of life and abortion. What happened?
Yeah, unfortunately, it was on the 46th anniversary of the Roe v. Wade decision from 1973, where the state of New York passed what's called the Reproductive Health Act, which on the surface would allow abortion up until 24 weeks gestation. But when you read the fine print, there's an exception that allows abortion to be perpetrated, and I said perpetrated intentionally, for the life or health of the mother. And since some people will ask, well, what do you mean? Health, isn't that something we should be considering, right? Well, health is defined in the Roe versus Wade companion case, Doe v. Bolton, as all factors, including emotions, psychological factors, age even, and even familial factors, which based on the exceptions and the way that the law was intentionally crafted, it really allows, unfortunately, late-term abortions right up until the day of delivery, quite frankly, in New York State.
Well, and it also protects doctors if an abortion goes wrong. That's from the abortionist perspective, and a baby is born alive, the doctor can just leave it out on the counter until it dies, and that doctor or abortionist is protected by law.
Yeah, and it also amends the legal framework in the state to deny humanity to any person prior to birth. So the reason why all these things are allowed, because a baby, even though it's inside of the mommy's womb, is not considered a person to be protected under New York law. It's a sad day for our nation.
And a terrible day, terrible week or so for New York. But folks, this is what progressives are all about. Progressives, they get power. They are moving this country, or wherever's under their authority, further and further to the left. This is right out of Romans 1, in which people who deny God and who become idolaters and deny the clear evidence of God go deeper and deeper and deeper. They are given over into deepening darkness. And as Abe said, and as Walker made mention, this is a very, very sad time for the people of New York, but it is a harbinger of what is coming to this country if progressives ever get power. Secular progressives get power in this nation. Anyway, we're going to continue to watch and see what unfolds in New York and elsewhere. Thank you for tuning in to this edition of Reason and Company.